After all the ballyhoo, has Nvidia finally learned their lesson? Samsung comes out with not your Grammys monitor, and we finally found out who's gonna replace EVGA. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're gonna be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast. And wow, today's top story is a whisker of a rumor that we really just need to dive into because Nvidia is gonna be having their CES announcement of whatever they're launching at 11 a.m. Eastern time, 8 a.m. Pacific. We're gonna be live streaming it here on this channel, so stay tuned. So this video might be obsolete by the time it comes out, but we got to talk about what appears to be happening when it comes to the pricing on the 4070 Ti. There have been more than one sources that I've seen at this point say that Nvidia is choosing to lower the price of the 4070 Ti, not by a whole lot, not by enough to actually get you all good, but the whisker amount is going to be $799. That's a $100 price drop. You can enjoy that for a second. They're decreasing the price. Obviously, this is likely in response to the fact that number one, the 4080 sat on shelves for a little while. Number two, AMD's coming out with their GPUs that are at similar pricing, but likely will beat out this card. And so, according to, again, multiple sources, it does appear like Jensen is deciding that he's going to change the price from $899 down to $799. However, don't forget that Jensen has the last say in all of this. The details that came out when EVGA chose to leave Nvidia and selling graphics cards entirely is that Jensen gets to decide even up until the last second what the price is going to be. And if he demands a price change at the very last time, that's what's going to happen. So even though we're hearing that yes, Nvidia is going to come in with a lower price of $799, he might decide that, hey, you know what? I want to take some revenge on these gamers who wanted to complain about all of these pricings, and dang it, it's going to be $999. Suck on that price. What are you going to do about it, nerds? You're going to buy AMD? Their coolers can't even cool their gosh dang GPUs. Have fun with that one. So obviously we have to wait to see a few hours to see what the pricing of the 4070 Ti is like, but essentially it is the 4080 12 gig rebranded. Hopefully a price drop remains to be seen, but from what I've gathered, it does appear like the 4080 actually started selling really well after AMD launched their GPUs. And so despite the fact that everybody's saying they don't like Nvidia's price increase, they are just making a ballyhoo, and it doesn't actually matter because they're still going to buy Nvidia no matter what. And we saw that when it came out with what are the market share percentage of new GPUs being acquired. Nvidia is by and far the largest. But don't worry, we don't have to wait for Nvidia's announcement to get all of the details on the 4070 Ti because a whole bunch of companies have already confirmed it. Elsa coming out showing their Inno3D version, Colorful showing off their 4070 Ti's, and Zotac also dropping a few 4070 Ti details in case you wanted all of that. I want this one. Oh man, this reminds me of that hot news color 3060 I got. Zotac makes some really good looking, exciting cards, and then they never sell them in the United States. So I always have to go to Newegg and be like, oh, I have to import it from China, and it's twice the price of a regular graphics card. It bumfuzzles me, and I'm really upset about it, but one day we'll get these GPUs, hopefully. And right now, you're gonna get Cryptostonks. Bitcoin up a little bit, 16,721. Ethereum up a little bit as well to be at 1218, and Dogecoin up a little bit. Additionally, I had to come up with a new word to say at the end of that one. Also, Tesla up a scooch, which it came out that their Q4 sales was about 405,000 vehicles, which is the most that they've ever done in a singular quarter. This is lower than Wall Street was anticipating because that's what Tesla said that they were going to deliver, between 425,000 vehicles. There was a lot of details coming out that Tesla was dropping the price on their cars by $7,500 to get people to buy before the end of the quarter, and they still missed expectations even with that amount. Obviously, no other car manufacturer is even coming close to hitting this amount of volume when it comes to electric vehicles. Ford saying that they're going to try to make 150,000 Lightnings this year and 600,000 battery vehicles in 2024. Tesla's run rate is well over 1 million at this point. We'll have to see if legacy auto manufacturers can catch up to them. But Tesla also announcing that they're going to have an investor day on March 1st to discuss, hey, we have plans for the future, even though we haven't launched any new platform in over 5 years. And I'm not going to change the platform of hot news because then I would lose Reece and UFD Deals. please serenade me with your beauty, Reece.
Hey, welcome back to UFD Deals. We're bringing the hottest tech deals out on the internet. I have 3 separate deliveries coming today, and if you're anything like me, I'm in this NPC state where I have to wait for the fetch quests. I can't do literally anything else in case I miss them. But what you can't miss is today's deals. Sorry, I did that specifically to make Catlin cringe on her first day back. But we're starting off with the one thing you can never get enough of, which is storage. And we have the SanDisk 2TB external Type-C SSD going for only $129.99, which is $100 off. But another thing you can pick up for that exact same price is this Acer Nitro VG240Y, which is a 24-inch 1080p 75Hz IPS display with a built-in 1080p webcam that supports Windows Hello. Perfect pickup for any budget build. You're killing 2 birds with 1 stone, you monster. But speaking of more monsters, we have this MSI GS66 Stealth with a 15.6-inch 240Hz 1080p display, an Intel Core i7-11800H, Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060, 16 gigs of DDR4, and a 1TB SSD. It's currently going for only $1,149, which is $550 off. And that's all we have for the deals today. And like always, you can find the links to these deals and more in the video description. But until next time, I'm gonna hand you off back to Brett for the rest of your hot news. Cheers.
Thank you, Reece. Speaking of being serenaded, can we all just give it up for Catlin for being back this episode? I believe she's probably serenading you with the memes and the enjoyable edits, whereas I gave you nothing. I gave you nothing. You lost. Good day. You lose. Okay, but we're all gonna win when Samsung comes out with this insane monitor. I don't have enough money and I don't have enough organs to sell, but Samsung announcing at CES the Odyssey Neo G9, which is the same name as their previous model, but it has a 7680 by 2160 display, which is they're calling an 8K ultra wide, a 1000R curve, mini LED, HDR 1000, DisplayPort 2.1, which remember, AMD is the only one that can run this because Nvidia doesn't have DisplayPort 2.1, so you have to throw it out. Also, it has 240 hertz, absolutely incredible. 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio, 1.1 millisecond response. It's the craziest monitor you could ever have heard of. We don't have the pricing details and we don't have release dates, which makes me a little sad. The previous version was $2,500. Hopefully this thing sticks around that, but as has been my recent experience with Samsung's gigantic monitors that are very expensive, hopefully they don't try to make it a TV. Go watch our Samsung Arc. It's a rant. I just like complain about the thing the entire time, but when you're spending $3,500 on a monitor, it should be good, theoretically. Also, Samsung flexing on Apple a little bit, announcing their Viewfinity S9, which has roughly similar specs to what comes with Apple's display, but it has a webcam. It's got a 4K webcam. Apple won't even give that to you. And Microsoft's trying to take something away from you, if you believe the FTC, especially with their acquisition of Activision Blizzard, and the pre-trial for that is set to start today, January 3rd. We're supposed to be having that. FTC's trying to stop Microsoft from taking over the world with their video games. And okay, you guys ready for this? We finally know who's replacing EVGA as Nvidia's graphics card partner. We have the details. Listen here. It's Biostar. Do you even know who they are? I used to buy them a long time ago. They have been an AMD exclusive partner for a very long time, and they finally came out that they're going to be selling Nvidia cards. I'm being a little facetious about the whole EVGA replacement because they're only selling GTX 16 series cards and RTX 30 series cards. They're not selling 40 series, nothing high end. It's all going to be mid-tier stuff. But there is a new Nvidia partner, and it's Biostar, which it's just, there you go. You can buy Biostar GPUs. You can get the RX 7900 XTX, or you can get a GTX 1660 Super. Which one are you gonna choose? It's hard to know. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up hot news for today. Don't forget to join us at 11 a.m. Eastern for NVIDIA's CES announcement. Tomorrow will be AMD's. I believe they're at 9 p.m. Eastern, but we'll also be streaming that as well. But I'll see you for hot news tomorrow. We'll talk about whatever's going on in the world. And I'm glad Catlin's back and that I didn't have to edit this. Cheerios.